So when you go to the chiropractor, one of the things they're going to have you do is they're going to have you walk, and they're going to watch you walk. Why is that? One of the most important parts of the chiropractic exam is called visualization. More specifically, what we're going to go over is visualization when it comes to watching the gait cycle. So what I want to do is I want to go over a couple of the main things that I look for on a pretty regular basis and explain to you what I'm looking for, where my mind goes when I see these things, and what that means for you. It's important to consider that what may be indicative for the majority doesn't mean that it's indicative for 100% of the people. Every person is unique and every case is different. The gait is very much influenced by the pelvis. This is our foundation. The cool thing about the pelvis is that when one side of the pelvis goes up, the other side's going to go down. They go equal and opposite directions. So if this right side moves up in the step, this left side's going to go down, and that's how we get the normal walk. The pelvis can misalign in 4 different directions. Up, it can get stuck down, it can get stuck out, and it can get stuck in. The reason why that's important is because the leg actually connects right here. This is a part of the pelvic bone. If the pelvic bone, and I'm going to put this to the side now, if the pelvic bone goes out, if the pelvic bone goes out, the leg is actually going to also go out with it. And when they walk, their heel is going to come out more to the side. The pelvic can also misalign going in. So if the pelvic goes in, the leg bone that's attached right here is going to go in with it, and you're going to see the heel go in. And when they walk, they have this toe flaring out to the side. Another thing that can happen is that the sacrum right here can actually misalign straight back. It's going to cause these 2 bones to move out, both of them at the same time. So the sacrum, this blue bone, goes out back. The 2 white bones are going to open out like this. And when that happens, again, since the leg is connected here and both of the bones are going out, you're going to see that both toes are going to start pointing in and both heels are going to point out. This is called the pigeon-toed walk. When the pelvic bones misalign, there's always going to be one side that's more stuck than the other. So if this pelvic bone misaligns out, the other one's going to look like it's gone in, but it's not going to be stuck like the outside one. The reason why that's important is because when you watch them walk, you're going to be looking at right about this area where that back belt loop is. When they walk, if everything is normal, that back belt loop is going to swing to the left and to the right equally about 1 inch to each side. If there's a misalignment and there's a stuck pelvic bone, that side is not going to move as freely as the other side, and the other side is going to have to pick up the slack. So when you watch them walk, that belt loop is going to swing out more to the free side and go right back to center and not really want to swing out to that stuck side. And the other thing that we're going to mention, this last thing, is sometimes you're going to watch people walk and they're going to have both of their feet pointing out just like this. They're going to look like they're walking like a duck. That could be a couple different things. One of the things that it could be, and this is what we're going to talk about, is that there's a balance issue. The reason why I say that is because if you're not balanced, what are you going to want to do? Do you want to have your feet closer in together or further apart? Obviously, you're going to want to be further apart so that you have a larger base and you're able to walk without falling over. What the body does is it doesn't want you to walk around like this. It's actually going to have your toes flare out to the side. When your toes flare out to the side, it increases the base of your foundation, and now you're more sturdy. So whenever I see somebody walk with the duck walk, one of the places that my mind goes is that there might be a balance issue, and that balance issue might be coming from right up top. So this is how something that we see at the feet could point us to being an issue right at the very top.
If you look at the belt loop goes to the right and to the left pretty equally, about 1 inch to each side. That's exactly what we want to see. It tells us that the pelvis is moving as it should be. Looking at the belt loop in the back, in this example it moves to the left and center. Left and center. This tells me that there's a problem most likely on the right pelvis, because the right pelvis is not moving as freely as the left. Now if we look at the right foot, the right heel is going to come out further than the left, telling me that the pelvis is actually shifted outward on that right side. And again here, if we look at the pelvis, it's going to go out to the left pretty far and then pretty much back to center. Left, center, left, center, telling me there's a problem on that right pelvis. And we're going to look at that right foot too. The right heel has gone in relation to the left, telling me the pelvis has shifted inside on that right side. As you can see here in this next clip, both toes are going to be pointing in, telling me that the sacrum is actually probably shifted straight posterior, indicating a potential base posterior sacrum. And you can see that again walking back, both toes pointing in, both heels pointing out. This is called the pigeon-toed walk, indicating a base posterior potentially. In this next clip, both feet are pointing out. This is called the duck walk. This is telling me that the body is not balanced and is trying to increase the base foundation so that she can feel more balanced. It's telling me there's probably an issue up top, upper cervically.